we just finished carving our pumpkin, so I have a whole bowl of seeds to go through, and I thought it might be fun to show you guys how to roast pumpkin seeds. So I'm actually going to look up a few recipe ideas. I have one that I used last year, but it's more of a sweet recipe, so now I want to make more of a salty recipe. And then I'm also going to be making some for the rats, so they'll just be roasted with nothing on them. So the first thing that I'm doing is I'm pulling out any kind of leftover veins. So the boys helped clean out the pumpkins, which means when they pull them out, they pulled out some of the veins. And even when I do it, I pull out some of the veins. And so you just want to get the seeds off of it as much as you can. And when you do this, you may notice that some of the seeds are really small and thin. So just keep on working on getting those out. And then you're going to want to rinse these, and I'll show you how I rinse them after I get all of this gunk out. Yummy. This is the grossest part. And these pumpkins were really wet. They're not necessarily always this gooey, but these pumpkins were really wet. It must have been a wet season. So I just rinsed the pumpkin seeds in the colander, and they're still a little slimy, but don't worry about it. You know, it's funny, a lot of recipes will say that you don't want to wash them. Some will say that you do. I would just go with whatever you want. That was a kind of funky one. Now what I'm doing is I'm boiling some water, and I'm going to add a tablespoon of water. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of salt to the water, because I have 2 pumpkins worth of seeds. And then I'm going to boil them for about 10 minutes, I think. So I tossed the pumpkin seeds with about a teaspoon of butter. I tasted it and I wanted a little bit more salty. We really like salty things in our house. And then, so I added another teaspoon of salt. And now I'm going to put this in the oven at 350. And I'm going to toss it every 10 minutes. And once I feel like they have started to crisp up, then I will pull them out. And I would guess it would take about 30 minutes. So I've tossed this twice now. So this is about 20 minutes. I tossed it once at 10 and now it's at 20, and there's still moisture. You can still feel the moisture in them, so I'm going to put them in for another 10 minutes. And just to toss them, I mean, you don't have to really worry about like getting them flipped over or anything. Basically all you're doing is finding any pockets of moisture and getting them opened up so that the moisture can get roasted out. So this is after about 40 minutes, and I think they look pretty good. There's a couple here or there that might be a little moist still, but actually that one's still dry. Yeah, there might be 1 or 2 that are still moist, but we have to go to a party, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let them sit on the oven on the hot tray and let them dry out a little bit more. But I think they turned out really good.